Hello everybody and welcome to Game Where. My name is Jason and today we're going to take a look at the game Wroth, which is available right now on Gamefound as a, a crowdfunded Kickstarter idea. Now if you don't know what those are, that is a place where a game company puts up a game, gives you all this advertising, and you get an opportunity to go look at the game and look at all the information, and then you can pledge money to them. You give them money and then they take that money and then they go and make the game. So it's a way to support them. However, if you are new to the system, then you understand that it's some way to support them. But if you're old to the system, you realize it's actually just marketing. The company that is doing Wroth that we're talking about today is Chip Theory Games, and they don't need money. They've got the money. So they're just using this as kind of a marketing play. So today we're going to review that game. I have played the game. I played it 15 to 20 times down at Dice Tower West and taught it numerous times. So I'm going to give one of those basic reviews here as if you don't know what the game is about, and also as if you don't know what any type of kind of game like this is about. So I would call this game a dudes on a map game. It's an area control game. What does that mean? Well, did you ever play Risk? No, it's not Risk. But did you ever play Risk, where you have your little figures on a board and you move around and you try to control areas, and the more areas control, the more powerful you get, etc., etc., etc. So it's like that. You have a map, and let's see if we can't find a map for you to look at. One of the things that makes this game pretty popular. Whoa. There is no picture of the map here on the BGG site. So you know what we're going to go do is let's pause this for a second and we'll be right back because we'll find the Kickstarter page. Hello, and like that magic, we are back. All right, so it's not actually a Kickstarter. So Kickstarter is a platform. It's a company that has built it's kind of created its own name. I mean, when you kickstart someone, people think Kickstarter, right? It's the idea of putting something up for sale and asking people to give you money. So here's 50,000, here's 100,000 in small increments, right? And then you take that money and you're able to design and manufacture the game, and then you deliver it to them. And so what we got here, if you look right here, this is a different company called Gamefound. So it's not Kickstarter platform, it's the Gamefound platform, and it's just for games. So as you imagine, Kickstarter started it all off, but later on competition got involved. So they had a goal of $50,000 and they have 3,661 backers currently in this campaign and have made $400,000, 413,969, all right? And it's 10 days left. And so the idea is this campaign throws out a lot of goodies and fun stuff so that everybody gets an opportunity to get in on the action. They make the campaigns entertaining, all those sorts of things. They give away or try to give away, entice you to buy early, because you're essentially buying this a year to a year and a half earlier than you're going to get the game. So why would you do that? Well, they're going to give you goodies. They entice you with goodies, stretch goals, daily unlocks, things that are exclusive just to the Gamefound platform. So that if you go to buy Wroth in the store later on, you go into your little Target and you see Wroth, it won't be the same edition as this one. It won't be as good. That is how they entice you to give them money early. Okay, so it's a 1 to 4 player game. I did not play the solo rules. They weren't ready yet. Shout out to Andrew who taught us the game, and he was very nice, from Chip Theory Games. Very well done. 60 minutes. We're going to get some good pictures here. So the art is by a guy named Manny Tremblay. I love the art. It's a style that a lot of people like in the game. And he's also the designer of the game. So this is what it says. A fast-paced, easy-to-learn area control game, like I told you earlier. Area control. I get to move my guys here. You get to move your guys there. We played it at 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players. I did not play the solo version, so I don't know anything about that. I can tell you, first of all, it is fast-paced. I can tell you, second of all, it is easy to learn. I can tell you, third, it does play in under a minute. So it's a full area control game. So it's not like those endless games of Risk that killed you, or endless games of Axis and Allies, or any other big, huge dudes on a map area control game. Okay, so it's got this map, And a lot of people think it's pretty cool because of the colors. A lot of people hate it because of the colors. It was fine to me. And you got, there's your map, and you put your dudes. You can see I'm pointing to the dudes with my little mouse pointer. And the dice here are also dudes. They're just different types of dudes. Then you have your factions, right? Every faction, or whatever you want to call it, your set of warriors, has different special powers. And the special powers come in the form, if you look right here, where my mouse goes, 1, 2, 3. It's generally 3 different distinct troops. So your area control troops in this war are different than everybody else's. And so that gives it a lot of different, what you would call strategy and tactics, right? In Risk, again, going back to that Risk analogy, every little Risk guy is the same. It's just one guy, one guy, one guy. And your little pips here, if you see them right there, they're the same, but not the dice. The dice are different, and each one costs something different to put in and functions differently, which gives it some really cool tactics. I did like that. It was a little confusing because when you first get a new, what would you call this? A new band, a new faction. That's the word we often use. It takes a little bit to figure out how they work. So the first game, and again, the games are quick. The first game, you might be a little lost on that. But it's a learning curve, and every game has a learning curve, okay? It's available in these languages. I played the English language, if you count. $55 seems like a really good price for this. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the game. Each guild or faction, no, they do. They use the word faction, right? Have special abilities. Like I said, special troops, but they also have special abilities. And so that's pretty cool. Your gems, Cora, are what you use to cast things. And then they have this action dice system. So you roll a certain number of dice, and then you draft. And what that means is, say if I was playing with you, we'd roll the dice, and then say you were going first. You'd look at all the dice and take one action dice. And then I would take one. Then you would take one. Then I would take one. And we go back and forth until all the dice had been drafted, right? Like a draft, like NFL draft, NBA draft. We draft all the best dice. And then once we did that on the round, then you being the first player would go first. And you'd use your dice as an action. And each of these dice have different actions. So I'll show them to you really quickly right here on the board here. That is a Cora, which gets you Cora, which you can use as you build that up to buy your special troops. Okay, this is a combat die. This is a deploy 2 people die or move people die. This allows you to take all of your troops from one area and disperse them. This is a powerful dice. And this lets you put 2 troops in to any one single place. That's it. Those are the dice movements, and with that is the whole game. So it's very simple, yet elegant. The board is pretty simple, as you can see. I mean, it's just, 8 zones, that's it. And basically it just has a king of the hill feature in the center, right? All this area down here, if you can see that I'm pointing to, is the deployment zone, and it's all connected to each other. And then it has these islands, and there's 2 more islands on the other side. And these islands are connected, say section 2 here is connected to section 6. You can see that over that bridge. 3 is connected to section 6 as well. But 2 is not connected to 3, if you understand how this goes, right? And then 7's in the middle and 8 in the top, yada, yada, yada. And that's how it goes. And it does. It plays quick, it learns quick, and it plays under an hour, easily. I played 15 games. Which sounds like 15 hours, which was a lot because I just was on this game almost the whole time. Not the whole time, but almost the whole time. And there's a scoreboard. They say 40 here. We played it to 30 in the play tests, and it was really good at 30. It's simple. I mean, it's just a simple game. A couple times when I wasn't at the table, people picked up the rule book and figured it out by themselves. And there is some really good teach videos out there. The detail, I mean, I can get people playing this game in 5 minutes. I was really good at it by that time. So, do you like area control games? Do you want it to be quick? Everyone I taught it to liked the game. We taught a lot of games there. And for whatever reason, this was, in my opinion, the most well received. And I think one of the reasons it was because it was so easy to learn. It was so easy, colorful. You played it under an hour, so let's try a new game. We were also teaching Nemesis Retaliation from Awakened Realms, and those were like 3 and 4 hour games. Like if you sat to that, that was so long. So it's kind of hard to get a sense of whether people like that or not. I mean, they tended to like it, but I just went through so many people with Wroth. So I can tell you, I guess, why I think this is doing so well. It's what, $500,000. And here, if you want the rule book, you need to download the whole thing. Oh, it says coming soon, so it's not out. And then solo and co-op features have not been developed fully yet. So if that's why you're buying this, I don't know if I might wait and find out exactly what's going on there. They told us those just had not been developed the same way. Video coming soon, how to play solo and co-op. Again, that's not ready. That wasn't ready. For what it's worth, $55. Now they're going to charge you shipping, I think, but wow, it's going to be here in a year. That's good value. Nice little compact, fun area control game. Throw it out, play an hour, 1 to 4 players, or let's say 2 to 4. Just seems like a great value. Now there were a couple, 2 new factions that you could buy as well. We didn't get to play with those. And then they got some artwork and all this, they got the fancy stuff. They want you to pay $246 to get all the fancy stuff. You don't need that. Just pay $55. You're fine. If you want $86, you can get the 2 things. I am not going to tell you how to spend your money, but I'm not big on all-ins. Some I am. Who knows? And then there's these unlocks that I told you about. So there'll be 14 unlocks, just extra little special stuff that they will be doing. Usually, Chip Theory Games, as a company, just does really high quality out the gate. So they don't make you, all these daily unlocks will be fun. And they'll be in there anyways, right? They're just ways to advertise the game and make you excited about it. So I hope I've given you a sense of this. It moves quickly, it plays quickly, you learn quickly. There's some videos in here of how it works. You got these dice, you roll them, and you don't roll those dice. You roll the action dice. These are your soldier dice that you see there. It's pretty quick. It's pretty fast. And for some people, I'm going to say, like, this isn't a game for me, per se, because it's not meaty enough. Like, it's an hour is just too quick. But a lot of people are going to like this game because you can have a down and dirty, quick area control game, and then you could switch it right up. You could just go, oh, we played, we're done, let's do it again. Switch factions so you can add more variety to it, right? And we'll switch factions. I want to try that faction. You did really good with that. I think it's good. Now, I played the test play copy, and there were a few things that they need to fix, but I talked with the people at Chip Theory Games, Andrew, and he said they're all going to easily and quickly get fixed. The one question I had that I really do hope is fixed is the balance of the characters. It felt like some of them were more powerful than others. So I'm sure they will play test it ad nauseum and balance those out. When playing different factions with different powers, it's called asymmetrical, so it's not symmetrical. Each power is different. It is often hard to balance those powers. And one of the things that really makes it hard is that if you don't know how to play that faction, it can look weak. Like I might have been playing, see this one back here? I can't remember who it was, but it was like the black and white version. And I lost every time I played that. Now, Andrew might come in and say, oh, you're playing it totally wrong. You don't understand how to work it. Either that or it was imbalanced and weak. They'll figure it out. It'll all be perfect. This game company takes pride in doing it right. So I don't worry about anything like that. Anyways, it's just a quick, cheap game. Area control, get in, get out. It's got some great art. Highly recommend it if that's what you want. All right, this has been Jason from the Game Warrior, my review of Wroth. And as I do this video, it is March 19th, 2024. I'm not sure when it will go up in a day or two, so you'll still have a few days left if my review causes you to go, yes, yes, yes. And I hope it does, and I hope you get a lot of fun out of it. And I'm excited that Chip Theory Games, which is usually known for big, complex games, is doing this nice, tight, beautifully colored. I love the colors. It works for me. area control game. I think it's a fantastic little idea for their company, and I'm totally in support of it, and I totally recommend the game if it's your thing. It is something that you could just play really easily, and it might be the exact thing your game collection needs.